Now it's time to go north to the tipping point state, Wisconsin, where we find some truly staunch defenders of democracy. Um, right now, we'll meet a truly unique candidate, Doug Lafollette, who's running for Secretary of State. Many candidates tout their experience, but there is no one besides Doug who can say that they've been Secretary of State for a total of 48 years. Please welcome Doug Lafollette.
Well, thank you very much for having me come on and meet all of you. As you heard, I've been Secretary of State for a long time. This most recent election is something we need to talk about because it's going to be critical for our democracy in Wisconsin and all across the country. What's going on, as I'm sure you know, is the Trump people are trying to elect their representatives to the office of Secretary of State and county clerks and other places where they can have some influence on the upcoming election. I was about to retire, but then I was convinced to run for re-election because I am the most likely Democrat who's had a chance to win against the Republican. My opponent wants to move the election responsibilities to the Secretary of State's office so she might be able to influence them in a future election. I'm opposed to that. I think we need to keep election responsibilities out of the hands of partisan politicians. We need election boards, election commissions. We don't need secretaries of state to be in charge of elections. And that's why I'm running for re-election, so I can hopefully keep the control of election in Wisconsin in the hands of an independent commission, not in the hands of an elected partisan politician, particularly someone who is sympathetic to the Trump administration proposals. Well, thank you very much. I don't know if you ask questions or not, but that's where I'm at. I've got a long record of working on environmental issues. I started out as a professor teaching environmental science and other things. And so I worked very hard on environmental issues. Take a look at my website, douglafollette.com. Very simple, douglafollette.com, and see what's going on there. I have on Facebook and Twitter. Check out Twitter, check out Facebook. We'll see what's going on in the campaign. But again, I ask for your support in Wisconsin, but also I ask you to be involved in Arizona, in Michigan, Georgia, Pennsylvania, other places where this same effort is going on to try to put people in a position where they can fiddle with the election. That is very bad for our democracy. I'm worried. I've been involved for many years. I've never seen it in such a bad situation where we could lose control of our democratic processes. We have to fight for this, and we have to try to do our best to restore some good voting rights of people all across this country if we can get enough control of the US Senate to pass some of these voting rights proposals that passed the House but could not pass the Senate.
I think that was perfect, Doug. Thank you so much. I don't think anyone's under any illusion about how important Wisconsin is. So again, that's Doug Lafollette running for thank you for running elections so well and for winning so many elections yourself. Now we go out west to California's 47th district to hear from a candidate who we need to serve for at least 48 more years, Katie Porter. She needs no introduction, but she's going to get one. She is a bona fide progressive who in 2018 flipped her Orange County seat blue. She is completely fearless. She wields her whiteboard to speak truth to power, to defend the middle class, to unilaterally bring the entire country free COVID vaccinations. Plus, she is as real as it gets. So she's now running in a newly redrawn district where she's just being introduced to 70% of her new constituents. So please welcome Field Team 6's hero, Representative Katie Porter.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I'm sorry to be so casual. I'm coming to you from water polo practice where I just dropped my daughter off and was writing thank you notes to donors, and I'm juggling today. So I just want to start by saying thank you to Field Team 6 and to all of the people who are part of that team. The work that you do really, really inspires and empowers campaigns around the country. When the going gets tough, and it's tough this cycle, it feels different to have Field Team 6 by your side. So thank you so much, Field Team 6. I think you all know what is at stake in this election. It is nothing more, nothing less than our democracy and our future. And to do that, we need to make sure that we're helping encourage people to register to vote, teaching them how to vote, and making sure they understand that their vote does in fact count. And that what we're going to do in this election is elect folks like Doug and others so that that will continue to be the case. When I got elected in 2018, when I flipped this seat and defeated a Republican, my district was R+6. R+6. Field Team 6 led the charge, along with others on the ground, to close that Republican registration gap by registering voters all over Orange County. And by the time that we came about redistricting, we had equal numbers of Democrats and Republicans. That is a huge change on the ground that really made the difference in helping me get elected and stay elected in 2020. There are 75 days between now and Election Day. That means that it's time to go. That number, that 75 days, may sound like a lot, but you have to remember that in states like California, ballots drop October 10th. So that means we have just a little bit over a month, about 5 weeks, until voters are going to start filling out the ballots that are mailed to them. And we're going to encourage people to fill those ballots out early and turn them in early. And so we have to make sure that we're doing the work of registering and talking to voters early. As Brian mentioned, because of redistricting, at the end of the year, right around Christmas time, I asked for diamonds, but what I got was about 500,000 new constituents, potentially new voters. And so it's a lot of folks to meet. I love meeting new people, but it's a lot of work to introduce yourself and to persuade them in a tough cycle. The new district includes really traditionally deep red areas like Huntington Beach and Newport Beach. So this area is currently represented by a Republican in Congress, Michelle Steele. And so it's really, really important that we look for votes where we can find them, including registering new people, reaching out to younger voters, less frequent voters, new registrants, our college campuses. And lucky for me, that is exactly what Field Team 6 is expert at doing. So we are making sure that we're doing all the work here on the ground, but we can't do it alone as a campaign. We have to do it in partnership with you all. So I cannot say thank you enough. I stand here as a, well, I don't look like a member of Congress, but I am. I stand here as a member of Congress because of the work that Field Team 6 did. And I intend to get reelected in 2022 with Field Team 6 by my side. So thank you so much, everyone, for what you do, your passion, your dedication, the fact that you have committed to this year in and year out. You understand there are no off years, there are no off cycles in democracy. And so thank you for everything you do. You inspire me, and I'm so grateful.
Katie Porter, thank you so much. You are the ultimate inspiration. I think I speak for everybody here in saying that we could listen to you speak all day. So thank you for everything you do. You are, as good a representative of the Democratic Party as we could possibly ask for. So thank you.